is none other than the Emmy Award-winning Ernie Johnson. How are you, EJ?
Rich, if I were doing any better, I'd be jealous of myself.
Well, most people are. Most people are jealous of you. How are things?
No, I would not say that.
Oh, come on now. You do a great job. You talk about what you get to do for a living, and you're a blessed man, as we've seen many, many times.
Yeah, we are. That's for sure. But
Right.
yeah, it's a Tuesday night. It's fan night on NBA TV, as you're no doubt aware. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so we have a doubleheader tonight with the Bucks and the Wizards, followed by Golden State home against Toronto.
So what constitutes fan night?
Well, fan night is, it's kind of one of these things where we make a conscious effort, especially GA and C Web, to be on Twitter and whatever else that you want to use, Facebook and all those, talking with fans as we do the thing, and we come in and out of every break with their analysis of what they've seen. So every time there's a timeout and they go to commercial, and they come back and we do a little bit there. We give away tickets before the night's over. It's all about the fans, as it should be.
Yep, that's on NBA TV tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. A lot of people mentioning that magical number 72 for the Warriors right now. How can they be stopped? I mean, that's basically they'd have to lose 9 games this year to break the record. Do you think that's feasible?
I don't know if I'm going to go feasible yet on that. But when you see games like the other night where it looked like they were about to lose their first game, and Brook Lopez from about 18 inches away missed the game winner, and then Golden State put them away in overtime, it's one of those things where you say, well, gee, maybe. I mean, this is certainly a team that hasn't come out like, hey, we won it last year, and how dare you come on the same court with us. We'll just throw our jerseys out here and win. They're playing really hard, playing really well. So I don't know. It's tough to, if they were in the East, I might say, yeah, you know what, they may win 70. But in the West, there are so many good teams you've got to play so many more times. It's not like you're playing teams in the West twice, as if you were in the Eastern Conference. So that to me is going to make it really difficult to win 70 or break the Bulls' 72 win mark.
Yeah, and the way the narrative has been going so far in the first few weeks of the season is that the teams that the Warriors will be battling in the playoffs are currently still getting used to either a new coach or a new player on the team. And that said, San Antonio, getting used to Aldridge, allegedly, have won 8 of their first 10. And they just keep on keeping on in San Antonio.
I mean, they're going to be good. And Oklahoma City's, tough when you have Durant and Westbrook together, and Durant's been out. But the Clippers are good. And Memphis is trying to find its way a little bit. Houston's really struggled. They were a team that played in the Western Conference Finals a year ago. So, yeah, it's really tough, and you got to stay healthy, obviously. I mean, Steph has been unbelievable. As we like to say on the show, he makes it look Steffortless. See, Steph.
I do. I love it. And you have to add the laugh after that, right, Ernie?
Anyway,
yes.
It's going to be very tough for them, and you got to stay healthy. If you're throwing that same bunch out every night, you're real tough to beat. But you know what happens? It happens every year that you're going to have to go through a time where somebody's not around. Klay Thompson's been out a little bit with a bad back, so we'll see. But it's been great to watch, and it certainly is good for us on NBA TV's Fan Night to have Golden State on undefeated and trying to stay there against Toronto.
Yeah, 11-0. Meanwhile, out here in Los.
Did you get that Steffortless thing?
By the way, your mention again of Fan Night was Steffortless in a way as well, Ernie.
Very well done, Rich.
The way that you worked that Fan Night in, it really was like a 3 that didn't even move the net as it went directly through the hoop.
Next question, please.
Next question. I love it. So out here in Los Angeles, Kobe said he didn't even look forward to walking to his car after a triple-double. How do you think this thing's going to play out here with Kobe in the end game, Ernie?
Man, I don't know. It'd be one thing if he were, if they were losing and he was, and he was shooting 49 or 50%, or it's just, it's tough to watch. To be perfectly honest, it's and all great players get there at some point, and so you kind of I keep a log of every game that's played, and I update it every day, and I go through every box score, and if you got a West Coast game you didn't stay up to watch, and I always check that Laker box. Well, see what Kobe shot. Oh, 5 for 19. Oh, okay. It's just tough to watch. And I know he's talked about, hey, I want to play every game, and then all of a sudden he sat out a back-to-back, sat out both ends. So, it's not ending the way that anybody would like it to when you see a great player. And so, anybody who's still got confusion, and Byron Scott says, well, he's mentioned, and I don't know if it'll be his last year, but I think it's time.
Yeah, and many people think it's time for DeAngelo Russell to play more than he is, and there's sort of some hand-wringing here over the selection, the second overall pick. Certainly, the way that Towns has been playing, Porzingis has been playing, Okafor has been playing so far. Is it too early to start wringing your hands over DeAngelo Russell?
No, I mean he's started some games lately, and it's different. I think sometimes when you're a point guard and you've got the ball in your hands all the time, and you're trying to make things happen, and you're trying to run the offense. So I think it's a little tougher learning curve sometimes for me at the point guard position than it is for a Karl Anthony Towns or an Okafor. Just get the ball into me and let me do my thing, and I can, I'll grab some rebounds and I'll score from inside. And I just think it's tougher sometimes with the point guard position. You even see, Moutier's been starting since the start in Denver, and while he's had a few good games, he's turning the ball over like crazy. And so that's a tough place to come in. It really is. I remember last year I was in an event. Or maybe it was 2 years ago at the Final Four, and I was kind of hosting a round table with a bunch of coaches, and Dante Exum was there, and this was as he was going to be drafted. This is when he was still in Australia, but he was there in the front row, and I asked the coaches, I said, "You've got an 18-year-old kid right here. Tell me what your message is to him right now." I remember Jim Boeheim saying, "Okay, here's number one. You're going to get your ass kicked." I mean, it was an unbelievable little give and take that we had. And he said, "You've been doing things all your life, and it's come so easily." He says, "I've seen guys come out of college and in their first training camp cannot get the ball up the court against pressure defense." He said, "You're in for a real rude awakening, but it's how you respond to that." And I think that's a cautionary tale for a lot of point guards who coming into the league. It's a different animal, and so I think that's why sometimes those guys are a little slower to put up the big numbers and do exactly what you think they're capable of. It's a tough position to come into.
The man who is the reigning Sports Emmy winner for Outstanding Sports Personality, studio host Ernie Johnson here on the Rich Eisen Show. What was with Shaq coming out pantsless? We caught that, Ernie. What was that all about?
Jeez, Rich, I wish I knew. Mm-hmm. I do wish I knew. I mean, the guys come out usually about 2 minutes before we hit air for the pregame show. And so it got to be about 30 seconds before air, and Chuck and Kenny were sitting there, and then Shaq, came out and just had no pants on. He had his jacket on, and he had his tie on, he had no pants. And then he accused everyone of stealing his pants. I happen to think that he probably, when he was at home, put his things together and then forgot to put the pants on the hanger. But he didn't have them. He had no pants. This was not a planned thing, and nobody took his pants. But I can't believe I've spent 48 seconds of my life telling this story.
Ernie, you hosted next to a pantsless man. I mean, that's focus on your part.
But you know what? What's disturbing is it's not the first time.
That is hilarious.
Hey, that's all in a night's work when you got that bunch together, man.
I bet.
I mean, I wish I could say I was stunned. It was more like I just shook my head and say, "Shaq, come on, man, no pants."
Well,
somebody took them. You took them, Kenny. Kenny, Charles, you took my pants. Well, and it was ridiculous.
Well, we thought here on this show, Ernie, that he was just preparing for the inevitable because he came on. Shaq was on 3 weeks ago and said that his beloved Dallas Cowboys were making the playoffs and was so confident in it, saying that if they did not make the playoffs, he would come on this show in a Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders outfit for 10 seconds. He said it wouldn't be 11 seconds, wouldn't be 12 seconds, just for 10 seconds he would stroll out on the floor in a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader outfit with a wig and pom-poms and depart. And we thought that maybe he's beginning to figure out that he needs to put the short shorts on. That's what he's
You know what? There's number one, it's impossible to only be in a Cowboys cheerleader's outfit for 10 seconds. Even if the 10 seconds hits and then he tries to take it off, it will take him 2 minutes just to get the Cowboys cheerleader outfit off of him. So you know you're good for 2:10.
Okay.
But then do you want to be on the air when he gets it off?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you do.
Oh, you're okay. Well, you know better than I would.
You know what else? He
Yeah.
does this all the time. Every time he bets somebody and says that if I lose, I'll wear a pair of pink panties. And look on YouTube, and there were 2 or 3 bets he's had where he's running on a beach with a pair of pink panties on, or he's troubled. He's troubled, and this is why it does not surprise me when he comes out with no pants on.
Oh, man, say hi to the Jet and Charles for me, too. Will you please, Ernie?
I will, for sure.
All right, and I'll see you on Fan Night tonight, Ernie.
Hey, that's on NBA TV.
Yes, it is.
For those of you listening and looking for that game. And Rich, it is always a pleasure talking to you. You're one of my faves, man.
You too. All right, back at you, Ernie. That's Ernie Johnson here.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.